Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and today I just kind of wanted to talk about how to handle returns specifically in Q4. It's really no different than how I would recommend handling returns always, all year round, with just a few simple asterisks for the holiday season. So a lot of you guys are selling Halloween costumes, things specific to the holidays, like maybe decorations and things like that. And you don't want folks renting your items, right? You don't want them to rent the Halloween costume, use it for their Halloween parties or whatever, and then sending it back. And the same, they can do with decorations and stuff. There's just certain holiday items I think have a higher risk of being rented and then sent back. So what I recommend to people on Halloween costumes and things specific to holidays that you think could be used and returned. And this includes like clothing that you think would be worn to holiday parties. I know it's 2020 and things are weird and people probably aren't really doing all the things they normally do when it comes to the holidays, but I would still recommend the same advice that I would give any other year. If it's something you think somebody would use, rent it from you basically and send back. Don't put free returns on it. You might be increasing your risk for an item that is described, because a buyer who's really determined to return something and not pay for the return shipping, unfortunately, they will lie and they will deceive the system and they will do whatever they have to do to make you take it back and pay for it. But that's all year round. That's on all items. If a buyer wants to return something and it doesn't have free returns on it, they'll lie, they'll deceive, and they'll open an item that is described just to avoid paying that return shipping. And that's just the unfortunate part of being a reseller and selling online. It's part of business. You're just going to have some dishonest people. Most buyers are not dishonest. Most buyers are good people, but you're going to have bad people. So it can happen. But just to discourage the people that would just, rent it and send it back, don't put free returns on stuff like that. You want to make sure it has buyer pays shipping on the returns. That way, if they want to return it for remorse, they're at least paying the shipping back. Again, you might get a couple of items not as described from some unfortunately dishonest people, but I don't think it'll be that much. It's better to protect yourself from getting the free returns on the rented items. So that's one recommendation for Q4, definitely. But then as far as any other returns during Q4, this is the same advice I would give to you all year. Do not give partial refunds. Please do not give partial refunds. When you give a buyer a partial refund and do not require them to send you the item back to get that partial refund, you are participating in the problem. There are many buyers out there who have been trained to be these types of monsters that will lie and cheat and sneak and steal and say whatever it takes to keep their item and get a refund or a partial refund so that they're getting a discount or a free item. There are buyers who do this all the time. Again, most buyers are really good people, but you have dishonest people out there. And when you enable people to do these things, they're going to do them. So if you enable people to say, hey, whatever they say to get a partial, you're participating in the problem. You're helping to create those monsters. Most people, yes, are genuinely good, but there are people out there who, if they can get away with something, they're going to do it, period. And if you are one of these sellers that gives in and gives refunds without a return or a partial refund, you're just creating the problem. So no, partials, please do not, unless you can specifically pinpoint that it was your fault. If you missed some damage, if there are times where you can actually see that, hey, that was my mistake, I messed up. In those instances, it's probably okay to give a partial or a refund without return. If something arrived and they completely broken, smashed up state, if it was glass or a breakable, and they have provided you with photos of the packaging and photos of the item, and it's all broken, and you're planning on filing for the insurance through the USPS, you probably don't want to pay to have it shipped back to you, because you're just paying to have it shipped back to throw it away. You can't resell it. And if you're going to file the claim anyway, you know, you could, there's obviously always exceptions to everything. But short of it being something that is completely broken that you're going to file a claim on, or something that you can actually pinpoint was your mistake, I would say no partials. The bottom line is you return the item for a full refund or nothing at all. Return the item for a full refund or you get nothing. And you have to stick to your guns. And you can blame eBay. You can deflect the blame so the buyer is not mad at you, and you can be 1000% professional about it. And you can say, I am sorry, but per eBay policy, items must be returned in the condition they were sent out in before a refund can be issued. Boom. Sounds professional. It's not inviting a discussion or an argument or a fight. It's not engaging in any type of argument. And you're passing the blame on eBay. Hey, listen, buddy, it's eBay's policy, right? Well, you wouldn't say, hey, listen, buddy, but like I said the first time, just real professionally, per eBay's policy, items must be returned for a full refund. And make sure you say returned in the condition they were sent, so you discourage people from whatever they're going to do. Here's the thing. When you stick to your guns and you continually tell them they're not getting any type of refund until they return the item, and you say it's eBay's policy, most of them are going to go away. All the time, every day. And I mean every day. Every day we have at least 2 to 3 messages from people complaining about, oh, it arrived wrinkled, oh, it doesn't fit, just whatever they want to complain about. And I write them back and say, sorry, you're not happy with your item per eBay's policy. Please open a refund and return it, and the item was received, and we'll issue a refund. And 99% of these people never open a refund. 99%. So of the 21 messages we get a week or more, because we get at least 3 a day, of those 21 plus messages we get a week, maybe one person opens a refund, opens a return. Even on free returns, people don't send stuff back. I mean, even if they say it doesn't fit and I say, hey, we offer free returns on this item. If for any reason you're unsatisfied, please return for a full refund per eBay policy. They don't open a return and they don't send them back. 99% of these people, once they're told they have to put effort into it, that they have to send it back to you, they just go away because they're fishing. They're fishing for a partial refund because somewhere along the line, some seller gave them a partial refund. Like I said, if you participate in giving out partial refunds, you are participating in the problem, because these buyers do this because they've gotten away with it before. If you give people the ability to do something, they're going to do it. And so they're just fishing. Even on free returns, I'm telling you guys, on free returns, if it doesn't fit, please open a return. We offer free returns. They don't bother because they have to put effort into it, and they don't want to put effort into it. They don't want to be bothered sending it back. They just wanted to see if they could get something for nothing. Or maybe it did fit and they were just saying it didn't fit because last time they said it didn't fit, somebody gave them a partial refund. So stick to your guns, tell them return or nothing. Again, most of them will go away. And then out of like the 1% that will actually open a return, I would say 50% of them never even send it back. So we have, 5 returns opened a week, and maybe 1 or 2 of them come back, and the rest sit there until the deadline of them shipping it back, and it gets closed out, and that's the end of that tune. So you can cut out a lot of returns. If you just stop giving partial refunds, number one, you're keeping more money in your pockets. That's the bottom line. You're not giving out partial refunds, you're keeping more money. But if you're forcing them to return it and most of them go away. And then out of the ones that actually open it, like half of them don't send it back. You're cutting down on the amount of returns you're going to get. And I'm telling you, as a volume power seller, Keith and I see a lot of these messages every single day, and most of them won't even open a return. And half of the returns that we get opened on us don't come back because people don't want to put the effort in. They just, most of them are either fishing for a partial, or maybe they genuinely wanted to get their money back or whatever, but they can't be bothered to go to the post office. People are lazy, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I guess, because they don't send it back. Like, so many, you would be surprised at how many people just don't. So the other thing is to keep in mind that the return system is set up with a little bit of seller protection nowadays. So you can return up to 50% of the original price if something's wrong with your item when it comes back. And you have to fill out a reason why. You have to type in a box why you're doing it. But you can, so that protection is there as well. So if someone pulls a switcheroo on you or returns an item with a stain or a tear or a rip because it was obvious they wore it, when you go to return, you can select how much money you're giving back, up to 50% less. So utilize that. Obviously, be honest and don't take advantage of the system and don't do anything dishonest. But if they honestly return it to you in a bad condition or different than you sent it out, that's what that's there for. It's there to protect us. I will say that when you do that, 9 times out of 10, the buyer's going to open a case complaining to eBay that whatever your reason was isn't true. Wham, wham, wham. And eBay will always close in everybody's favor. So what they'll usually do is, let's say you get a white shirt returned and it has a wine stain and they paid $50 free ship originally, and then they send it back and you refund them only $25 because clearly this has a big wine stain. You can no longer sell it. You can no longer make money off of it. Taking 50% cost is absolutely justifiable in that situation. So you refund them $25 and you type in the box, this is why, because it was returned with a huge stain on it and now the buyer will probably open a case with eBay and say, "Nuh-uh, it didn't have a stain. I returned it exactly as it was shipped to me. I didn't even wear it. I didn't even try it on." They'll say whatever they have to say. eBay will send an automatic response. It's pretty quick. It's automated. I really think it's bots. I don't even think like real human beings or customer service people look at these cases that the buyers open. When you give them a partial refund after returning the item. No partial refunds without returns, but I really think it's a bot, and it just kind of like sees case open, refund buyer, da 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 da, because the message is always, as soon as they open it, it's within minutes, within seconds, we get a message that says, we have reviewed this case and decided to refund the buyer without any, I can't think of the word, but without any detriment to you. So basically, they refund the buyer whatever you didn't. They'll give them that $25 in this example, and you keep your $25. So eBay refunds them. You don't have to pay for it. There's no dings on your account or anything, and everybody walks away happy. I don't really like that because eBay is still training people to be liars and be deceitful, because if you get half of the money back and you know damn well that you wore the shirt and dropped a glass of wine on it, but you can lie and eBay's going to give you your money. But I did want to mention that system is in place. It's there for your protection. Please use it honestly. Please don't abuse it or they will take it away from us. But feel free to take out some money if they send it back different or something different. And then I did want to also mention one other thing before I let you guys go. It used to be if things sat in the returns without being shipped back past the deadline, it could take up to 90 calendar days to close out. So you could always call in the day after the deadline and have them close the return out. And that way the buyer wasn't shipping it back 90 days later expecting their money. However, I called in to have something, 2 things. See how often people don't send stuff back? I'm calling every day about one or two things. But I just called recently, and I had 2 pairs of jeans that hadn't been sent back. They were past their deadline, and I asked them to close them out. And the rep told me, and let me tell you guys, we have the concierge service through eBay. So when we call the eBay number or have the return call to us, it's coming from the actual eBay reps that work at eBay headquarters in California. So these are American-based reps. They work at eBay headquarters. They usually know what they're talking about and know policies a little bit better than non-concierge service. So he said there is a new policy in place that will be taking effect on October 19th. I believe he said the 19th, that they no longer will be closing them out when you call in, but the system's going to be updated to close them out automatically within 10 business days of the return being opened. So the way the system is right now, it's not perfect. They do get 10 business days to mail it back, but if it hits that deadline, the system just lets it sit there for up to 90 calendar days, and he confirmed that with me as well. He said up to 90 calendar days before it closes it out. So if 3 months later your buyer remembers, hey, I never shipped that back, I need a couple extra bucks, let me just mail it back and get my money, they can. Well, they're going to be updating the system as of October 19th that it will start automatically closing these out after 10 business days. So they're already getting that 10 business days now. It's just the system isn't perfect and it forgets to shut them off or close them out, and you had to call in. According to him, they're going to automatically on that 10th business day be gone. They'll just, the return case will be closed and they'll be out of the system. I will tell you that the day after I spoke with this guy, the jeans disappeared. So they didn't sit there for weeks on end. They did disappear, and it's not even October 19th yet. So hopefully that will actually work and take place, because I never thought it was very fair. It's not. I mean, they had 10 business days to return it, but it would literally stay open forever unless you called in, so they could return it later. But if they do return an item and the tracking shows delivered and you get your deadline to refund, if you don't refund within that time, you're getting a defect. It was not a very fair system. So hopefully that will kick in and will work correctly, and they'll just start closing themselves out. Because again, I cannot reiterate this to you enough. When you stick to your guns and you tell them they have to return for a refund, most of them are going to go away. They're not even going to open the return. And then of the ones that actually open a return, barely half of them send the stuff back. So that all said, let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns down in the comments. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below. You can find us on all the socials at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money, and as always, thank you for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.